Hi, this is Marina from Dark Star Astrology, bringing you the astrological forecast for 2013. So, what do we get this year? Really, it is a continuation of 2012, but this year we get a really exciting summer because we get a massive grand trine, which promises to make all our dreams come true, and it'll really sort of give us a bit of a break from the intense energy of the revolutionary Uranus square Pluto that we've been having, and that's been really affecting us all. And I think it's been affecting relationships the hardest. I think it's been a kind of sexual revolution as well as just being a financial one. And I think when we get to the trine, we'll see a lot of great healing coming from that too. So anyway, let's look at things in more detail now. Now, the first important aspect of the year is going to be a sextile from Saturn to Pluto, and that's going to be on March the 8th. Now, Saturn's going to be on Acrux, which is a star in the Southern Cross, the crucifix. Normally, this constellation does bring religious beneficence. It's very magical, mysterious, and it is found in the horoscopes of astrologers and occultists very frequently, but it could also be the cross of burden and hardship as well. So if this aspect does plug into your own chart quite strongly, you may feel at times this year that you are being crucified by it all, but the good thing is you will rise and rise again somehow. You'll have the strength to do that because Saturn with the god of resurrection Pluto does make for a very stoic, determined and tenacious energy. So those Decan 2 Capricorns and Scorpios will find that this gives them superhuman powers to withstand any storm. To the lesser degree, all Decan 2 water and earth signs will get steel-plated backbones in 2013. They will be the world's industrious worker bees building the foundations for the future. Now, the biggest transit of the year is still the Uranus square Pluto, and it does give us two more revolutionary hits, May the 20th and then November the 1st. Now, before the hit in May, we will get fixed star Aldebaran being activated by Mercury, which will speak out against evil. It does swing, well, Aldebaran's energy itself swings between sinner and saint, and they do have that archetypal mercurial talent of switching abruptly between conflicting principles. So I do think religious conflict is still going to be the theme, since Aldebaran is so very zealous, and but it will promise to finally remove that stubborn underworld Pluto scum that's been building up for years. So it's a useful aspect to have there. Now, if you look at the chart for November the 1st, you will see a yod pointing to Uranus, which is on Algenib, which is in Pegasus, and it does make one an agitator and a reformer. So, but I think the revolutions will be more constructive at this time rather than the sort of more destructive energy, and we'll also get the influence of a minor grand trine there as well. And I think there's always going to be that faith in a higher power behind it somehow taking us through. And what I do like is that Holy Trinity really of Saturn the Father, Sun the Son, and Mercury the Holy Spirit, or Holy Sprite more like, there too. So it's a really strong chart. And the signs that can really make the most of this is Decan 2 Aries, Capricorn and Scorpio. You really stand to benefit the most out of this period if you stand firm. Be brave, take action at this time. But there is the chance that sneaky Knights of Virgo might jump in at the last minute and take the credit. So you just need to hold firm. Now on to the summer of Trine. is going to be lovely. Let's hope it will be, because we've had some really tough times with the eclipses, but in between the tough and crusty bread of those eclipses, we get some creamy trine filling, which will give a respite from all that exorcising, soul bending yoga and crucifix bearing that we've had this year so far. Now we ease into them with Saturn trine Neptune, and that promises to turn your dreams into reality. But as Jamie wrote, it does not necessarily mean the most ideal of manifestations, because if your dream is slaughter and mayhem, then it would still work well for you. As if your dream was to start an organic community garden in your neighbourhood. So be careful what you wish for really with these trines. But it should be a pleasant time. June the 11th and July the 19th are especially good, especially for Decan 1 water signs and also Decan 1 earth signs to a lesser extent. But the real highlight, this is the big highlight of the year now, the magical grand trine on July the 17th. So if you're planning a wedding, that's the day. Wonderfully romantic. Saturn will be there to help crystallize wishes. So Saturn doing actually something nice and good for once, that we tend to normally dread Saturn like he's some big heavy taskmaster and a nasty headmaster, but this time he's going to be doing his job in a really nice way. So keep in mind though that the trines are about being and not doing, so don't waste this golden opportunity by blissing out too much. In the mundane world, Jupiter trine Neptune should bring social justice and the urge to show compassion in sensitive human rights cases. There's also understanding between different cultures and the ability to think philosophical, so that's really lovely. And we've also got spellbinding Lilith conjunct Jupiter as part of the trine as well, which is good for women and their influence in both conventional and new age type religions. Lucky Decan 1 water signs will get energized the most by the huge optimism generated here, and that will help motivate the rest of us. But anyone with a personal planet or angle between 2 and 6 degrees should benefit greatly as well. Now it really doesn't matter if even you're getting a square from those from any of the planets in that trine, because you'll get a balancing or karmic adjustment from another part of that grand trine. So it's going to be a great period really for everyone, for mind expansion and also spiritual bliss, which will be a really nice change from all that self-flagellation that we've had with all the intense aspects from the Uranus square Pluto, really, if that's been hitting you too. Now the Jupiter trine Saturn part of the healing aspect pattern repeats on December the 12th. So then we'll have Jupiter's expansive, daring, sky's the limit thinking tempered by Saturn realism, caution and hard work. So that's a really good leveler. One will be able to plan the future and cooperate easily with others to do so. So Decan 3 water and earth stand to make the most gains there, but anyone with personal planets or angles around 18 water earth will also get some benefit too. And Saturn is on the lucky northern scales of Constellation Libra, which brings financial gain, so hopefully the money markets will reflect that optimism back to us. So Libra scales repeat the theme of balance and justice being done. So therefore this period is really great for negotiations, peacemaking, operations that involve adjustments, and that's also medical operations as well. Also accounting and investing also. And Jupiter is going to be on Wasat, the builder of bridges, which is in between the Gemini twins, so that's more diplomatic influence there, and also a promising period for peace treaties worldwide. So Jupiter's active influence then, along with the constellation of the crucifix, really puts religion and beliefs top of the agenda really for 2013. Now, beliefs are so very important because they do shape our reality, and we've just really had enough of the economic gloom, and we're all just so exhausted from the Uranus square Pluto and its relentless push for reform. So Jupiter really just allows us to go, F it, I'm just going off with my dream, and I've had enough. And when you've kind of had enough, that's the moment where really good things can happen. In summary then, really I think the year 2013 is about recovery, healing, always good, but also resurrection, also stoicism is a good word for 2013, and finding your bliss, which will be the trine. Another thing is that towards the end of 2013, in November, we will get Comet ISON coming nearer to Earth. Now, if it makes it through without breaking up, then it could be as bright as the moon. So I wonder if this is an omen of how well we're doing spiritually as humans, really. If we get to see this wonderful comet, maybe it'll be a sign that we're on the right track towards making it through, or we've still got some work to do if not. Okay then, I think that really sums it all up for us, and have a wonderful 2013 from Dark Star Astrology, and this has been Marina. Okay then, all the best, bye bye.